Hi, everyone. Welcome to our today's session. We will be starting in just a bit. We'll wait for more people to join us. And then we'll see what we'll be going to be talking about for the next hour. I think while we are waiting for people to join, we could do a little bit of warm-up. And we prepared some questions for you. So if you are already with us, you're welcome to take part. Thank you for taking part in the questionnaires. I think I'll be just rolling a little bit. I will briefly introduce myself. My name is Anna, and I'm the product manager at M2E Pro. And in just a bit, I will let you know our agenda for the next hour, which we've scheduled for the presentation today. And I can tell you that it's going to be interesting. At least I'm excited. And I will also introduce my colleagues. Michael, who is taking care of the presentation, and he's our Zoom guru. So he's helping us out with the technical details. And my colleague Diana, she's the product manager at M2E Analytics, and she prepared the presentation for us today too. We'll hear it in, I would say, in a few minutes. Let's look at what we are going to be talking about today. This is a brief breakdown of the webinar parts. So the first part will look at the most recent features and improvements that we added to recent M2E Pro versions. And then we'll follow by looking at M2E Analytics, which Diana will tell us about. Diana, will you say hi?
Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you'll have a great time with us. And our new features and products will really help you with your workflow.
Thank you, Diana. I think we'll be starting with the first feature. And before we move on to the actual presentation part, I want to highlight a couple of points that if you have questions throughout the presentation, you are welcome to use the Q&A chat and post your questions there. We will answer them by the end of the webinar. And we know that 1 hour is not that long period of time, but we'll try to fit within the time and have that extra maybe 10-15 minutes to answer the questions. And also a recorded version of this webinar will be available on our YouTube channel in case you can, for example, be with us until the very end. We want to share it with your colleagues. You're welcome to search for it on our YouTube. Okay, let's start with the first feature, and that's the dashboard in M2E Pro. If you haven't used it yet, or your current version does not support the feature, it's definitely worth your attention. It's using it, you very quickly can see if you have any late shipments and how many orders have to be shipped by today. You can view the top 5 issues that would be your listing blockers on the channel, and that would require your attention to make the listings live. Besides that, you can also see and compare the sales trends during different time periods. It's just a basic of the analytics data that we imported for you. And for a deeper look into the information, you're welcome to go to M2E Analytics. You will see a Go to Analytics button here on the dashboard that will take you to your analytics account. Diana, in just a bit, will tell you all about it, so we can get ready to know and learn about the service if you haven't used it yet. All right, while we're still here, I will take a little bit more of your attention and look at the top 5 issue blocks. This is the list of the problems that your listings are going through right now. And if you click on a certain error message here, you will be taken to the grid with items which are filtered by a specific error that you selected. It can be very helpful when you need to comply and adjust your listings to fit the channel requirements. Let's say, for example, some information is missing or the values are incorrect. You will be able to see a full list of items here and work with them all together. Right here on the right, you also see the items by issue. If you click here, you will see a complete list of errors that are currently affecting your listings. And here, we're actually planning to expand this functionality quite soon. Besides the list of the issues and the number of products, you can also see them when you click on a number here. We will add a column with instructions that will be helping you to cope with the particular problem. So there will be a link to a knowledge base article that will where we'll add a short explanation and instructions to follow to solve the problem. So that was a little bit of our plans, but we hope to have it released in the following months. I suggest we go back to our all items grid here that we were just looking at, and I will tell you a little bit more about other features that you can find here. The actual grid contains a complete list of all products that you have added to your M2E Pro listings. And you can work with different filters that are already available in the grid itself. But besides that, there is also a new block of filters where you can narrow down the product view. Let's say you want to select products that are listed by a particular product type, or the products that share the same selling settings across different M2E Pro listings. So that's where you can do it. And there are also plans to improve even this block of filters here. So please share your experience with us, and maybe you'll have some more suggestions on how we could add more or enhance the current view. We'll be happy to make the work with items even more flexible. And on the same tab here, next to the filters, you will see the export button. It's finally available in M2E Pro. The tool lets you download the information about your items in a CSV file, and the file will include their details that you actually see on the screen. like the product ID, the SKU, the ASIN, the product status, etc. You don't have to gather this information from their database or search for it on the channels or elsewhere. You can just use the button here on the all items page, or you can also find the same export button inside each M2Pro listing if you work with listings more than with a complete list of items. Okay, before we move on, I would say that we do also have exciting news for those sellers who sell new ASINs, who actually create new ASINs in Amazon catalog. You don't have to create description policies anymore to list products in different Amazon categories. Previously, it wasn't the convenient experience when you have to list different or similar products, but in different Amazon categories. Now you create one product type and you're welcome to assign it to multiple products, reassign it if you need it, and see your products listed in the categories that suit your item. For those who are familiar with the process of creating new ASINs, you probably know that selecting the right product type is quite crucial, because it determines which fields from Amazon catalog have to be filled for each product, and then it ensures your product visibility on Amazon and ensures how easy your buyers can search and find the products they need. So you're welcome to start using the feature now if you are the ASIN creator, and share as well your feedback with us, because this is quite a big change in M2Pro. And it's very similar to the process that the sellers actually go through in Amazon Seller Central when create listings there. And while we're still here, I will mention a little bit of our plans too. In the version that is about to be released, we are adding a switcher, which should be a time saver for you. You will have a chance to select only the required attributes when creating the product type. So there is no need to go through all of the Amazon attributes available in product type. If you are just to fill out the mandatory fields, you're welcome to turn on the switcher and work with the required attributes. That will be enough to create a listing. And then if you feel a need to contribute some details to the description of your products, you're welcome to edit the product type and add more fields. And along with the Amazon product type feature, we also released another service, I would say, or mechanism, which is the data validation. So once you configure the attributes in the product type and you save it, M2Pro will validate the data that you set for the mandatory fields. So in case you used a Magento attribute that is missing a value, or the value format is incorrect, which does not meet Amazon expectations, M2Pro will show you a list of the attributes and the products that you see right now on the screen that need adjustments. So the automatic synchronization will not list those products until all the adjustments are made and the products pass the validation. This is done to save you time and prevent you from getting the errors from Amazon, because you know that the synchronization process and data communication can take time. So we do it here in the extension before you get a response from Amazon and correct the information after. We'll be moving a little bit further. And another section that I would like to look at is orders. We do have updates and some improvements here too. The delivery preferences import is one of them. And if your buyers leave special instructions when they order from you, like how or where in particular they would like their orders to be delivered, you can find this information in your Magento admin panel now. The details will be shown and imported along with the order details, and you can find them in a custom node. The same way the information will be passed to your Magento orders. So if you use it somehow when shipping the order and trying to be very specific with your buyer's needs, you're welcome to use it, because seems like a small feature, but can guarantee you fewer refunds and more positive reviews. The next one is the shipping mapping tool. We've, I would say, listened to the feedback of our users, and there are businesses that actually require this as a critical part of their setup, because it's a big time saver. So now in M2E Pro, you can actually set the mapping between the shipping services enabled in your Magento and those that are available on Amazon. So instead of the default one, M2E Pro will transfer their order information and specify the shipping method that you set here. If you would be having questions about this particular tool, you're welcome to post them or email our support team. We'll be happy to tell you more about it. And the part where we'll be wrapping up our first part of the webinar, this is the import of Amazon seller fees. It's now available in M2E Pro, and the information is also available in your Magento. The order details will show you a list of the fees that were charged with this particular order on Amazon. And if you use this information in your accounting, you can be pulling it from your Magento orders instead of going to the channel, for example, and downloading the data from there. But this seller fee import is just a small part of how we are trying to make the selling process convenient and working with the analytics, a everyday tool for you. That's why we also prepared a short presentation of what analytics service can do for you and how it can be helpful. And you can also find this information there, not just in M2E Pro. And I think Diana will join me from here and tell you a bit more about how you can use M2E Analytics.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Anna. I will briefly introduce our new M2 Analytics app to you. It's our new product, and its creation was inspired by the idea to provide our users, sellers like you, with a place that will allow you to track and analyze your channel sales and product performance, simplify the decision-making process, and boost your sales. Our app accumulates sales and product data from the channels you sell on. For now, it's eBay, Amazon, and Walmart. And it presents it on a single and user-friendly interface. Anna, can you please move on with the slide? Thank you. We have a variety of charts and summaries here too, so you can quickly grasp your sales effectiveness. Flexibility is one of the benefits of the app. You can choose to analyze data for from all channels altogether, for a selected time frame, or focus on a specific channel or country using the filters. Plus, we have a mobile version, so you can access these data on the go. So let's check some of the features that will be useful to prepare for the sales season. If you find it challenging to decide about restocking your inventory or planning ahead, you can refer to our product analytics. It shows your top selling products as well as the products that remain unsold for a long period of time and the items that get frequently canceled. These insights can help you with supplier decisions about which items are better for restocking, for promoting, maybe discontinuing, and generally optimize your inventory management. Next one is profit analytics. Can you move on? Yeah, please. Profit margins reflect how effective your channel sales are, and M2 Analytics calculates these indicators as well. It considers your product costs and marketplace fees in its calculations to give you a clear view of the financial results. So you can make confident pricing updates with this data and optimize your sales strategies. The next feature lets you understand how how well each channel and country is doing in terms of the sales volume. Here you can easily compare and analyze how your products perform across different countries and separate channels or even cities. This information will be useful to allocate your resources and adapt the strategies where it's needed the most. And move on to the next slide, please. Oh, one more, yeah. Excuse me. If you're looking to optimize your marketing approaches, you can start by checking the weekly sales data and find out what are the most profitable hours of the day, because when you know the best times for high sales, you can plan promotions so that they have a greater impact and bring you even more sales. I will also share some of our future plans with you. It's on the next slide. First of all, we understand how important is the automation and staying up to date. Currently, the profit margins that we showed you a few slides back, they are calculated based on product costs that are manually imported into analytics, but we're working on automating this process for you. The product cost will be flowing to analytics right after you update these values in your Magento. So this way you'll always have access to the most recent data, and this saves you time and effort. We are also working on adding insights by brands, eBay categories, and Amazon product types. So you'll have opportunity to stay updated about the best-selling brands or categories that bring most sales. This can help to optimize the inventory-related supply decisions or place your inventory where it's likely to make more profit. This all is early version of our app, so the data is just beginning to compile here. So as the time goes, you will have more data here in analytics, and this will bring you more visibility. I invite you to start using the app right now, and please share your suggestions and ideas on what other features can be beneficial to your business, because your needs is what actually drive us further. You can access M3 Analytics using this web address, and use your M3 account credentials to log in, or you can access it from M3 Pro, as Anna showed before. In the latest version, we have a link that is going to analytics. So thank you so much for your attention. I guess we can move to the Q&A part now, right?
Guys, for those who haven't had enough time to post a question, please use the Q&A chat to ask us questions. I'll do a quick recap and summary of what we've been talking about. And I think we had another poll for you, so spend a little bit more time on that as well. And then move on to the questions and answer them. Here's the poll. Let's do that, and then I'll really quickly go through all of the questions that we've covered today. Thank you very much for taking part and sharing the details with us. So today what we've talked about from M3 Pro part, that's the dashboard with basics analytics and access to the M3 Analytics service. This is the grids that are meant to help you see different kind of listings and listing errors and conveniently work with them. We've reviewed the new Amazon product type feature and how efficient the process has become of new async creation, and a few benefits of features in orders like imports of Amazon fees and delivery preferences that are already a part of your Amazon orders. So you're welcome to use all this and prepare for the sales season. We really hope it will help you. I suggest that we answer the questions that we have in the chat. I will read them and answer. If it concerns analytics, Diana will help me answer the question. Okay, the first question: if we do not configure the shipping mapping, I think it's for M3 Pro part, what delivery method is used? We introduced the shipping mapping just recently, and up until now, the default M3 Pro shipping was used as a kind of intermediary to connect your Amazon shipping and your Magento shipping. So there wasn't actual direct connection between the two different, let's say, like standard shipping on Amazon and the standard shipping method in Magento. So for those businesses who needed the connection, they would configure it on their end using customizations. But now you can do it right in the interface. And if you do not configure, still the default M2E Pro shipping, the general one, will be used. So your orders, the change does not affect your orders in no way, but the new settings can help you improve the process and even streamline the process of order management in your Magento. Thank you. Okay, the next one is for analytics. How often does the data in analytics get updated?
Yeah, thanks, Anna. The data in analytics is compiled based on the orders, the sales that you make on the channels, and it shows all the sales starting from yesterday. So today's orders are not yet there, but all of the orders starting from yesterday and back in time are available in analytics. And the second question, I think, is how to import product costs to analytics. We have a guide on it inside the app, so you can just log into the app and move to the profit analytics section, and there is a button to import costs with when you click on it, a new window appears and there is an instruction how to do it. You basically export the data from where your product costs are, and using a example template, upload the SKUs and product costs to analytics. The next one is there a way to see Amazon category path when selecting a product type? It's to M2E Pro, Anna.
Yes, great question. Actually, the version that we released just yesterday has this improvement for product type section. Previously, you had to select one of just available product types that Amazon allows for this marketplace. Now we've extended the interface and the view of product type selection, and you are welcome to follow a particular category path and select the product type that is available for this particular category. It's kind of mirrors the experience in Seller Central, so that should be a helpful, if you create product types often, it should be a helpful addition. So please upgrade, use it, let us know what you think about it. Diana, next question to analytics. What are the key benefits of using M2 analytics?
Key benefits. Yeah, thanks, Anna. M2 Analytics may extend the insights about the channel sales exactly for now, and in combination with M2E Pro, I think it's opening a new angle of your channel sales. So you can use it to increase your sales, to make more profit. We strive to make it as much flexible and convenient to use as possible. Also, we have a great number of tasks in our backlog that we will add new features to analytics. So it's just the beginning. We will have more. So I don't see any other questions right now.
Yeah, I think we've covered everything we've had so far. So if there are more, please post them. I think we have enough time to answer. Actually, it's I think the fastest webinar we've had so far. We've covered the main part and the questions, and we still have time. So I think I will use a chance here to say that we will be holding more webinars in this autumn, and we'll schedule them, I think, every month or every other month. So you are welcome to follow the updates. But we also were prepared the next one, which will be on our new TikTok shop integration, and it will be held in October. So if you haven't received an invitation yet, you will definitely get one, and we hope to see you all there. I think we've covered the part we planned for, and we will be wrapping up here. It was a pleasure to see all people joining us today and taking out time to get to know a little bit more about M2E. Okay, I think we've got another question before we wrap up. We will definitely answer them. Will you have an integration for Frugo? I don't say no, because we, besides M2E Pro and our integrations on Magento, we do have a solution which is M2E Cloud, and we've been adding more channels and more integrations there. So I believe we get to the point where more platforms and sales channels will be added there, including Frugo. So you're welcome to email our M2E Cloud team and ask them if the Frugo is already in the roadmap. So when is the TikTok Shop integration being released? We are planning to release it in October, quite shortly. We are still working on it on our final phases. So it's going to be announced quite soon, and we'll definitely email you about that. Thank you very much for the extra questions and you taking part. All right. Do you have any information on size of TikTok like this for UK? You mean size, like how popular it's going to be? I believe there is no specific numbers, but what we are looking at and what we've been observing is that it's actually getting more popular even than we expected. So it should be something new and something trendy, and we are excited for sellers to try it, and we believe that it should be popular, like it should be growing. Otherwise, we wouldn't be getting into the development of this integration. You know that throughout the years we've been supporting the integration of, with M2E Pro of 3 integrations mainly, but this is something which should be a great growth for sellers if you fit the TikTok Shop market. So our expectations is that it's going to be big. Okay. If there are no other questions, let's be wrapping up here. You're welcome to email our support anytime. If you haven't, you are welcome to see the links on our website and in knowledge base in documentation. It's support@m2epro.com. So we'll be happy to answer your questions in the emails too. Thank you all for joining us. Diana, thank you for participating with me, and Michael, thank you for arranging it all for us. It was a pleasure being here with you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.